Hey folks, it's Billy DKY, the truth seeker that simplifies and demystifies. This is going to be UFC 108, the countdown show commentary. Okay. Last night I watched that countdown show and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, Rashad Evans and his camp are completely delusional. And I was sitting there, at first I was writing down all the things they were saying that they're delusional, and I was going to point them out in this video. And as I was writing it out and typing it out, I was like, okay. Then it hit me. I was like, what's really going on? If you look at all the details up here, you're going to be confused about what's really going on. So then I started pointing back, what kind of mentality would lead those to say that all those delusional thoughts, and it hit me. I was like, Rashad is broken from that last fight. His confidence in himself is probably almost nil. He was completely convinced he was invincible. Now he's been broken by Machida in ways he didn't even expect. And he's falling apart, and he's more broken than you and I realize, and they're having to build him up. They're having to keep this delusional thinking going on. And basically what you see is all that delusional thinking isn't for your consumption or my consumption. It's for Rashad's consumption to keep him propped up. Because if they don't keep him propped up, he's just going to wilt. That's what it's really come down to. And it just hit me like a ton of bricks. Which leads into another point that I want to say. When cocky people fall, they fall hard. And Rashad was cocky. He fell hard. And now the only way he can keep his confidence up is keep this, I guess it's the, what is it? Sort of what Thiago's doing, that positive thinking. Act as if you're the champion, then you will be the champ. Well, that's not, you need to stay in reality if you want to be the champ. That's how you become a champ. You deal with your egotistical issues. You don't put on a facade of you're greater than you are. So, look at Randy Couture, man. He's simple, humble, and that's why he's got to where he's at. Okay. And have you ever heard the statement, a fighter lives and dies in his own mind? So all they're really trying to do is prop up Rashad. And that's really all it is. Okay. And boys, basically, I said this in my second prediction on the Rashad and Thiago fight. Rashad is definitely going to try and take Thiago down to play it safe because, like I say, Rashad's, when you're broken, you have to rely on what you have the most confidence in, and that's his wrestling. And plus, it's the safest. He's going to try to just get this fight under his belt. It's really amazing how much BS they pushed down in that in the hour countdown show. So anyway, okay, let's get on with Thiago. When I hear Thiago talk, everything Thiago said was just dead on, realistic, the kind of talk you want to hear from somebody that plans on winning a fight. Like he was, he isn't taking anything personal. He's acting professional, which is a lack of ego, and everything Rashad's camp was doing was basically egotistical thinking at its core. That's what it was. So it's not good. Like I said, Thiago's talking is right. Thiago says he evolved from his last fight. That's the kind of things you want to hear. You don't want to hear, I'm the greatest of all. I want to be a legend. I'm going to make the guy pay back revenge. It's all the stuff that's coming out of Rashad's camp is childish, egotistical, and it's not mature, professional kind of thinking. Then Thiago said, I do my homework. And I believe it because everything else he said is realistic, so I have to believe when he says he does his homework, he does. And you could see the disbelief in Keith Jardine's eyes after the fight. He because he got outfought and he got outthought. And that's what Greg Jackson camp typically does, outthink people, and he got outthought. So that's very disconcerting to Rashad, as you could imagine. Okay. This goes back to my blog on Falling the Way of Growth, which leads into baby steps. The answer to who is going to win this fight is in a bunch of little things leading up to the fight. So if you look at Thiago's doing a bunch of little things that are correct. That's going to dramatically increase his probability of winning this fight on fight night. And if you look at Rashad's camp, they're doing a lot of things wrong that are leading up to Rashad's potential loss. He's not. Thiago is giving him the best chance to win, giving himself the best chance to win. Rashad is giving him himself the worst chance to win. They're overutilizing this visualization. And I can tell you from personal experience, visualization is probably good to a certain point, maybe 5-10%, but there's a point where you need to get away from visualization and you need to get into reality, because reality is where you win a fight. Reality is where the fight's going to be. That's where you need to keep your mind if you want to win it. Okay, so basically I see this break down to Thiago has a 60 to 65% chance of winning. Rashad about 40 to 35% chance of winning. So I think he's hurting himself a lot and he don't even realize it. Next fight, Daly versus Paul Hazlett. Daly wants to talk himself up. The dude has delusional thinking. I mean, now don't get me wrong, the guy is good and he's strong, he's powerful as a striker, but you ain't that good, man. I mean, I can think of 4 guys right off the top of my head. I feel pretty convinced can beat him. GSP gonna take him down and just wear him out. Koscheck, take him down, wear him out. Fitch, take him down, wear him out. Thiago, take him down, wear him out. Not to mention some of the guys might be able to knock him out on his feet. Not to even mention 3 other guys I think could give him a damn good run for his money. Mad Hughes, Matt Serra, Frank Trigg. It's ridiculous thinking. Okay, and here's what I said. Hazlett, and then you look at Hazlett. Hazlett says, "I don't want to talk. I want to do." That's the kind of mentality you want to hear from a guy that's getting ready to fight. He's a doer. He ain't a talker. I mean, look at Rashad talking while he's getting knocked out. You don't want to be talking there. You want to be doing. If Daly spends more than a few seconds on the ground with Hazlett, he will be submitted. I don't care if he's training with 10 Planet Jiu-Jitsu out there with Eddie Bravo. You don't learn Jiu-Jitsu in a few days or a few weeks or a month. Hazlett's on another level. Eddie Bravo would have a hard time with Hazlett, especially in an MMA fight. Hazlett is fast enough, technical enough, and squirrely enough, and don't underestimate the squirrely. And when I say squirrely, that wiriness, squirrely enough to take Daly down in the first round and avoid the power of Daly. Basically, it's like this. When you have a heavy puncher and he overcommits with anything, Daly knows if he overcommits with anything, he's going to get taken down because Hazlett's going to capitalize on that. So that's going to soften up Daly's punches. And if he don't soften those punches up, he is going to go down. And that's going to make him more tentative. So it's going to make him easier to get hit. So I see this as a bad matchup for Daly. It's probably, it's not the worst matchup. If a great jiu-jitsu guy with a great wrestling would be the worst. This is the second worst possible situation I see for Daly. And Hazlett says, I think this is a good matchup for me. And Hazlett's an intelligent, smart, well-grounded guy, so I don't think he's lying. If I heard Daly say that, I wouldn't necessarily believe it because I'm hearing all kinds of delusional thinking come from it. Okay. And a lot of guys look good against second-tier competition, but he really hasn't fought anybody big yet. Yeah, Campman's, was potentially somebody big, but Campman's falling short all the way around. Okay, so this leads into a point. You need people in your camp who keep you grounded, plain and simple. You don't need somebody propping your ego up. Oh, you're the man, you're the best ever. Yeah, it might make you feel good, but it's going to get your ass whipped on fight night. And basically, I watched Dana White's video blog, and Daly's attitude is a lot worse than I expected, and really, that's not the sign of a champion. I'll be honest with you. And I'm not trying to piss you people off from UK. He ain't ever going to be champion. And if he does, it'll be a luck thing, and it'll be only like a one-fight kind of champion, and he won't be champion for long. So, again, I ain't partial towards any part of the world. Basically, what I do is I try to vote for the better guy, the better fighter. All right, I need to get home. We're not going to get done with this. Okay, also, from Dana White's Ivel's, I seen Ivel, and Ivel's attitude is a lot better than I thought it would be. It wasn't nearly as bad as I expected. But on another point, he didn't look as intimidating as I expected either. So, it's sort of, maybe his character is better, which that leads into my point that character is hard to break. So anyway, Caitlin did a video talking about top 5 predictors, and she put me on there as number 1. So thanks, Caitlin. But she got my catchphrase wrong. And here, maybe I need subtitles for UK people. The truth seeker who simplifies and demystifies. Anyway, later, folks, and I hope you're pumped about the fight like I am. Later.